Hey you doing guys, it's ZDEyE here. So this was an interesting development regarding Redfall and also Dead Island 2. You know, at the beginning if you'd be asking me a question like say maybe a month ago, I would even say that okay, Redfall should be a better game comparing this to Dead Island 2, because obviously how much we have heard regarding Dead Island 2 with the development hell that it's been going through, passing around this IP like to 3 different developers. And yet, even after the release of Dead Island 2, like we were surprised that how genuinely okay to good it was, but it was nothing really revolutionary or groundbreaking or anything like that. It was simply a good game. It was not like a good experience, no. But it was definitely a good game. You know, in terms of the polish, was actually quite surprised that it ran so well on all the platforms, Xbox, PlayStation and PC. But then you'd be thinking that, okay, Redfall, well, this is Arcane Studios we're talking about. Come on, developers that themselves, they have so much credibility. We're talking about Dishonored. We're talking about Prey. Yeah, even sure, we can even include here Deathloop, right? And as such, just you will never expect to see completely the other way around. To the point it's just, well, unfortunate, like to such serious point that Redfall being delayed, like what, it was delayed like once or twice as well, and having incredible developers such as their Arcane Studios, it's just insane to think about this, right? It's insane to see how this actually pivoted, how much actually has shifted towards Dead Island 2. And yet, I'm just now, right after the release of Redfall, now I'm looking at Dead Island 2 with so much fondness. Seriously, like at first when I played the game, I got the Platinum Trophy. Redfall didn't come out at that moment. Now we did hear some negative feedback and information regarding Redfall. But the thing is well, I'm just looking at this situation at the moment, and I'm just like, I'm shocked, and I'm just like, wow. So I got back into my older videos regarding Dead Island. I started watching some of the older reviews and more updated reviews regarding Dead Island 2 as well. And I'm just like thinking, oh man, how this actually has shifted. How much has this changed? You know, our expectations has been so drastically reduced that Dead Island 2, that was considered to be okay game, gone up to good to great game in fact. But yet then Redfall, we were expecting to be a great game. It's just gone way down to being a bad game. Not okay game, but a bad game. Even to the like fans of Xbox and fans even Arcane, they even themselves mentioned this is a pure disappointment. And not just that it was like a simple disappointment from unknown developers or studio, maybe they don't have a very good track record. No. It's just that Microsoft Publishing, Arcane Studios, you know how much that hurts for so many people? Like I made a few months ago, I made a video, right? I said that Arcane Studios from grace to fall. At the time, there were so many people giving me so many dislikes on that video. A lot of people actually saw my point, right? I mentioned as well that Deathloop never resonated with me. I said that Deathloop is just an okay game, it's nothing special about it. I don't see why some people even give it a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. That's insanity. You know, especially with its AI issues, and just there's a lot more issues with that game. I'm not getting into it. This video's not about Deathloop. But yet, I'm just like flabbergasted and thinking about it, you know, like what the hell happened there? And then we started hearing so much news regarding Redfall and Microsoft. There's so much development hell that's, well, maybe not development hell, but so many delays has been going through. And it's just, I started questioning them, you know, I started losing confidence within Xbox to see their good games come out finally, right? Because it's always nice to have a competition between PlayStation and Xbox, because this will mean that PlayStation will have to be on their toes constantly or at the edge of the seat to make sure that they will be able to kind of keep up, if that makes sense, right, with the competition, because they could be, one moment they could be overstayed or they could be kind of overshadowed in that particular game. But it just never happened. It was completely the other way around. Now PlayStation guys are just like sitting down on their office chairs, relaxing, their head back, you know, and just simply like not even thinking about the situation, especially with Redfall's circumstances that it's gone through, and so many reviews that have actually mentioned that the game, unfortunately, is a big disappointment. And you know, granted, I completely understand the situation that Microsoft were a little too late, unfortunately, giving the support to Arcane Studios regarding the Redfall of the engine that they've been using, and but Phil Spencer has reassured us regarding Starfield that they have far more hands-on during the development of Starfield, and hopefully that'll actually turn things around. Again, a lot of people lost already so much confidence. Even if you say something like this, reassurance isn't exactly there, but there are a lot of hopes, like literally, and a lot of hopes are riding on Starfield right now. Because like if Starfield does not live up to the expectations of many, and mind you, those expectations are very, very high, and to some degree unrealistically high. It's like Cyberpunk 2077 high. If you remember those days, guys, back in like before 2020, after the release of Cyberpunk, the expectations were through the roof, mainly because of Witcher 3 and how much reception, how much love has been going towards that game. And CD Projekt Red could do no wrong to us. They have been with the development of Cyberpunk for so long, and look how that turned out to be when the first day of its release. It's just so many red flags after red flags with delays. It's insane. The game's release and was just a very big disappointment as well. Now, granted, to say that, what is it, coming into 3 years since the release of Cyberpunk? The game's in fantastic shape. You can definitely play it, enjoy it. It's not just like a good game, it's a fantastic experience as well. And yet, you see, look, my point is, and everybody's point is, like everybody would say, stop releasing games half broken, half finished on day one. Stop. Delay the game if you need to, but again, I understand when Phil Spencer was mentioning it, the creative vision was the issue. I think that was the main element of why, even if they would have delayed it, it wouldn't matter. Because even if they could have ironed out bugs, made it more polished, this game, at the end of the day, unfortunately, the game would have been still very poorly would have had very poor reception. And look how that actually turned out to be. Dead Island, on the other hand, well, we had no confidence in that game. Now, not to say that all of us didn't. A lot of people were like looking forward to it because they liked what they've seen, and they wanted to have more or less of the same that they have experienced with Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide. Now, personally for myself, I feel like this kind of outdated design, that kind of concept, and I'm kind of sick of that, right? Until I started playing the game, and yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, it's more of the same. I'm kind of sick of this already. I'm getting a little bored. It's kind of brainless. I even said in my reviews, I said about the Platinum Trophy journey as well that I've had. I got all the videos about that, guys. If you want to check it out my YouTube channel. And yeah, it's just that I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. I've been playing with my friends, and then I'm just like, with the release of Redfall, I'm just like, wow. Look how Dead Island, how good Dead Island is. Just wow. I mean, like, you can play games with people. You keep your save. You keep your progress. you play the campaign, and you actually keep that progress while playing Dead Island 2. With your friends or without them, or in their game session, or they're playing in your game session. All of you guys will keep your game saves and all the progress you made and all the stuff that you picked up around the world. Redfall, no, you can't do that. And like, the main host is the guy that gets to progress, but the character the player that is a guest, he joins in. No, he keeps practically nothing. Practically, I think there's some things he does keep though, but he doesn't keep the main progress of the game while he's playing through it. That's insane. That's insanity in my opinion. That should not be. Like, why did he even think of this? Why is this a thing, right? Making a game that playing single player completely online, even if you're playing solo. I don't believe, like, I might be wrong. I haven't checked out this. I should have actually done a little research. I apologize. I don't believe you need to have an online connectivity to play Dead Island 2 if you're playing by yourself. And you just put in a disc, boot it up, the game, that's it, you're good, you play, no problem. See, it's just, I get why they did it. Maybe they don't want to, have pirating the game, Redfall. Maybe that's one thing, because that actually will, prevent a lot of pirating going on for this game. But again, who would want to even play this game since it's, in the state that it came out? You see, like, the creative vision has been lost. Maybe it was being burned out. Maybe the developers got burned out on the game, and that's why it's turned out like that. And now a lot of people are looking very fondly on Dead Island 2, and I'm same as me. I'm just looking at these reviews, like after the reception that Redfall has went through, and I'm just like thinking, maybe I was a little too harsh on Dead Island 2. And I'm just like, wow, like how low my expectations have went, right? Okay, guys, I want to clarify before I go. I want to clarify it's important. I'm not bashing on Redfall. It is a big disappointment, though. Like, I have to clarify that I am a critic. I want to voice my opinion, right? it is very disappointing. Like I said, I want PlayStation to have a competition, but because Phil Spencer has already clarified that they're not looking for that, they're not looking for it to be competitive in that side of marketing and on side of consoles, and because they're doing their own thing, right? It's not all about having 11 out of 10 games, like he mentions himself. He said it himself as well. There's actually a lot of people that kind of disagree with him, that one game having an 11 out of 10, like Starfield, it's not going to make people sell PlayStation 5s. But then there's a question, why do you want to have people sell PlayStation 5s? Why not have an 11 out of 10 game so people will buy Xbox and just don't bother with PlayStation? They don't need to sell it. Why sell it? You know what I mean? And like, that mindset is not good. And like, the thing is, when he says that, it's kind of also a little bit scary thought, because oh shit, does that mean that Starfield is not going to be fantastic? Because like the way he mentioned it. But again, maybe I'm just overthinking in that part. But also, okay, that's fine. One game is not. He's right. He is right. Why not make multiple games 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10? What's the issue with that? You're the publisher. You can give the funds to the developers to create those fantastic experiences. You have over 20 developers under the Xbox's wings that you can actually utilize, that they can actually make a fantastic experience. See, I mean, there's always a counter argument you can always make when somebody makes a statement. And yeah, at this point, I guess it doesn't really matter. Does it? Maybe? Alright, guys, that's all I got. Kind of disappointing, man. I really am sorry, guys, especially to Xbox fans. I'm genuinely saddened by this news as well. Being as a PlayStation fan I'm genuinely sad for you guys on the Xbox part. I hoped better for you as well. I think that, I'm gonna say it, guys, I think you should I shouldn't really say this. I'm just gonna voice my opinion. This is an opinion, you don't have to follow it. It's just me, right? Sell your Xbox, buy a PlayStation 5, and get a PC, a gaming PC at least, so you can play your Xbox games through Game Pass on your PC, and you can play PlayStation exclusives on PlayStation. I think that would be the best option, because Xbox as a console, I feel like that's gonna be gone for maybe 5 to 10 years. And talking about who might be gone as well in 5-10 years, I don't think it's not a impossibility that Phil Spencer might be gone too. Shit, that's a scary thought. Man. Alright guys, like and subscribe. See you guys all. Have a wonderful day.